Hello, I'm Janet Shell. In this series of mini podcasts, I'm going to give you a clear, teacher-friendly overview of what NLP can offer in the classroom. NLP stands for Neuro-Linguistic Programming. The name sounds complicated, but the reality is simple. We are talking about the neural pathways, the language we use, and how we program ourselves to respond, often unconsciously, in filtering out information. It's impossible for us to notice every single thing in our day. It would be serious overwhelm. So our brain chooses what it thinks is relevant. By looking at what we might potentially be missing, we can develop our skills in the classroom. At its best, NLP is a collection of communication tools that help us understand how people think, how they respond, and how we can communicate in ways that support learning. I'm talking about practical strategies here that help us connect with pupils, reduce friction, and create a calmer, more responsive classroom. Teachers find NLP useful because teaching is fundamentally about relationships. Everything we do, giving instructions, managing behaviour, supporting learning, depends on communication. And NLP gives us the language and structure for things that teachers already do instinctively: building rapport, noticing subtle emotional cues, helping pupils shift unhelpful thinking, choosing words that reduce threat, creating calm, predictable routines. These skills make classrooms feel safer and more productive. And over the next podcasts, I'll break down 7 NLP-informed techniques that translate beautifully into teaching. First of all, we'll look at rapport, how to build connection through intention, through tone, pace and posture. Then we'll move on to sensory acuity, noticing what pupils communicate non-verbally so you can respond effectively. We'll take a look at reframing, how to help pupils move from "I can't" to "oh, I'm doing it," without dismissing their feelings. Language patterns, how small shifts in phrasing can reduce resistance and increase clarity. We'll look at that favourite of NLP, anchoring, and we will use it to create consistent cues that help pupils regulate and refocus. Then we also add in state management, how to navigate your emotions, energy and focus so you feel less distracted or rushed. And finally, we'll look at acting as if, how our behaviour can lead our mindset instead of waiting to feel confident or calmer. These aren't tricks, they're simply ways of communicating with more awareness and intention. When we use these tools well, people feel understood, instructions land easily, behaviour becomes easier to manage because the emotional temperature is lower. And more importantly, these techniques help you stay grounded, confident and in control of your presence. So if that interests you, let's take a short zip around NLP and discover how you could use some of its strategies to elevate your teaching skills.